Trainers, welcome back to another Pokemon TCG Pocket video. Today is the start of Fossil Days. I'm gonna have 2 days where I go over some fossil decks, how to use them. These are cool Pokemon. I do think the utility is pretty good. The disappointing thing is that they are a little hard to get online, and I definitely don't think they're A or S tier, but I do think they're B tier. And potentially A tier for fun and S tier for some of the different types of abilities that they can do are actually super strong, especially for a stage 3. So for our first deck today, we are featuring Omastar, who is a 140 HP water type monster. It's a stage 2, and its attack is Ancient Whirlpool, 1 water, 2 colorless, deals 70. During your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon can't attack. This is pretty strong, especially against decks that don't retreat super often. Like what they toss up there is kind of what they're stuck up with up there. Like think Dragonite, Centiskorch I've been seeing more of. It's less strong against things that are easy to retreat, like people who are running a lot of Rapidash or Staryus or things of that nature. But overall, I've had a lot of fun with this card. I think it's pretty powerful and pretty interesting if you happen to get your hands across 2 of them. So for this deck, I'm running a 1/1 Staryu Starmie package, 2/2 Snom Frostmoth, 2/2 was a Helix Fossil, Omanite, Omastar, 1x speed, because the stuff is pretty cheap to retreat. It's either 1 or 0 on the Starmie, and then if your Omastar's up there, probably not going to pull it down. 2 Pokeballs, 2 Professor's Research, 1 Misty, and 2 Sabrinas. Let's get into it. For this deck, I don't personally have a preference about going first or second. I think either is fine. You need 2 energies most of the time for decent attack for stage 2 evolution, so it's not something like Rapidash. Going second, you do have a lot of single stagers that do just need 1 energy to get going. So I think I'm going to start with Snom here, just because we don't have... If we had a Starmie, I might start with the Starmie package. I'll toss her on the bench. Pretty much what you look to do is kind of like stall with your Frostmoth a little bit, maybe chip some with your Staryu or Frostmoth, and then load up your Omastar and then kind of lock in something big. Again, it's powerful against Gengar, it's powerful against things that have to stay Charizard, Dragonite, anything that's really big, bulky that you can't pull out. It's decent against Articuno as well. It's bad against... Wow, they're really just loading it down on me here. Hopefully they don't have a Misty in their hand, because they could take it pretty quick, and that'll be a pretty disappointing first match. Water's pretty like neutral against me. I do think the Articuno deck is better in most regards than this deck, but I do think this deck can hold its own no problem, which is always good to see. We're gonna get in with 10 here with Ram, with our little Snom friend. Next turn we'll evolve into Frostmoth. Hopefully we get a little bit more going on. I will probably, depending when I draw next turn, will depend exactly what I start loading up on the bench. Right now, I'm mostly focused on just stalling out a little bit. Looks like they're gonna get a Greninja. Hopefully, they're missing, the components for that. We've got our Omanite there. Gonna go ahead and Frostmoth, get that second energy on there, and I will start loading up that Omanite ASAP. Hopefully, we can get a couple turns stalled out with Sleep here. 2 turns would be great. 3 turns would be even better. Let's get some tails flipping on our opponent's side. Looks like, okay, great first start. I do think they're going to start chipping away with their Greninja. They're probably going to go for the Staryu if I had to guess. They might go for the Frostmoth. I think it's pretty unlikely for them to go for the Omanite with their ability, and they've got that so early. What is it, their third turn, turn 5? Okay, Staryu makes the most sense. Definitely agree with that. Let's see if they stay asleep or if they wake up at the end of their turn. This checkup is less relevant against Snom and Frostmoth because you always get that sleep. Okay, there's our Starmie EX. I'm definitely going to go ahead and Omastar here. I am going to go ahead and do our Starmie EX just so we can keep that online. And I'm going to go ahead and start loading up our Omastar. Powdered Snow once again. They won't be able to knock it super quick. There may have been an angle there. I think maybe I should have loaded up the Starmie. I think they're going to keep poking at it, but then I could have knocked out the Articuno guaranteed next turn just to go fast, because they're going to keep poking at me. And that'd be definitely a good a good thing to get out very quickly, their Articuno. So a little bit of a misstep on my part there. On the bright side, I haven't let them play the game. Always nice. Might go for Frostmoth here just so they can knock it next turn. Ooh, they went for Omastar, which is where my energy is. Interesting options. I guess they're not too... They can still knock out the Frostmoth next turn, kind of regardless of what's going on, but I won't be able to knock the Articuno, which again is my bad. My mistake. Because of where I put that energy. They're going to check up again. See if they get a heads. Okay, heads at the end. Fine with me, especially when I'm leaving this in the active spot. I'm not running Giovanni, so I'm not going to be able to hit this breakpoint. Here's another Snom. I think I'm going to... Okay, I'm going to put one on the Starmie here for sure, because I want to be able to knock. I'm going to want to chip a little quicker. I'm wavering on my commitments. Okay. Powdered snow. Again, I don't like that energy play last turn. Hopefully I can get one more sleep, so it won't matter on my mistake. And then I might just chip them. Ooh, they recovered. They recovered. So they're probably gonna knock the Frostmoth, I had to guess. They may retreat the Articuno. I'm curious to see what they do, because it could retreat the Articuno. I don't really have anything to deal with it. Okay, looks like they didn't add any extra energy onto it. Sabrina. So probably depending on what I do here will depend on what they do. They can't get the knock on Starmie, but I will be able to knock kind of most things that they pop up. So I'm gonna do that and see what they decide here, because they can't, you know, they can't get another energy on this. This will only deal 60. They can't get another energy. I think this is interesting. I think we both made errors here, because I should have been able to knock out the Articuno last turn. They should have had some other options. But now what? They're gonna hit for 40, and then they'll hit for 60 next turn and get the knockout on Starmie. But I get a free retreat on Starmie, so frankly, I'm probably just going to retreat the Starmie next turn, load up an energy on Omastar, promote the Frostmoth, knock out the Articuno. Curious if they're going to retreat the Articuno or not. I can almost knock out. This has 100, is that right? It does. But then when I get the first hit, I think with this. Oh, they conceded. Okay. Yeah, they're in a tight spot. Again, I do think I messed it up a little bit. That's how you play it. You want to be careful exactly what you play against. I'm surprised they just gave up there. I would have liked to play that out. I think I definitely could have lost still against that opponent with how that was going. Definitely gonna switch over to beginner now, just to mix it up a touch. All right, let's see what we're getting into game 2. The first one's quick. I might give us 4, but I might still do 3. See how these play out. All right, Pikachu ID there, going second. Okay, same setup. Gonna go ahead and load my Star U. This is quick. This is kind of our, you know, like a quick standard water setup. I definitely want to get Omastar out, show it off. So hopefully we can. It is a little hard being a stage 3, but again, I do think it's fun. And I do really like it against bulky decks. Dragonite, Gengar especially, still solid against anything that they just let up. Terrible against water. Or against electric. This is a bad matchup for me. I want to get their Pikachu EX out as quick as humanly possible for this matchup. So this will pull me out a Snom. Yes. Going to do Snom. Put you here. Going to put you here. Going to give you this. Going to hit for 20, and I will pause. There's no way to get them to. They'll probably just put the 1 energy on Pikachu and hit me for 40 if I had to guess. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. IMO. Okay, I definitely want to get the knock on Pikachu, the regular Pikachu, not the EX here if I can. So 20, that's only gonna do 40. Go ahead and evolve here. Evolve here. Or what's in their hand? They didn't play a lot. I have to do an energy. They cannot do 90 to me next turn, regardless of what they do, so we're gonna smack. I promise this isn't a Starmie. It's definitely supposed to be about Omastar. Pikachu EX is not a good matchup for it, though, because it's so fast. You can't really get it out. That's why I have just the 1/1 line of Starmie in here, just as some counterplay against these really fast decks when you don't get exactly what you're looking for. Frostmoth can stall, but it also can, like, hurt. They're gonna put 1 energy on it. They'll be able to knock, yeah, next turn, but not this turn. 30, 60. They only have 2. They can only do 60. They can only do... They need another electric to, you know, guarantee the knockout. I wonder if they'll have it. Oh, Sabrina. You Brina'd me? Does this have how much retreat? This card can't retreat. Okay. Just kidding. I've never tried to retreat the fossil before. So I just need to take a quick look. Okay. Pokeball, it's gonna give Snom. I'm definitely just going to need a retreat and smack. Dang, I'm set back in energy now. I'm trying to think exactly what I want to do. I don't have another Starmie. They're going to knock it out next turn, probably. You know what? I'm going to gamble on the fact that they're not going to be able to knock it out. Next turn, I'm going to retreat. Promote. That energy throws me off. I'm going to trust that they don't have another basic electric in their hand and they don't draw it. And we should be good, because it'll only hit for 80. Do they play another? They probably got another. I might lose here. It's hard to come back from this. Again, just because the Pikachu deck's so fast. Yeah. And I still need 2 prizes. And I gave them pretty much just gave them this one. And I'm 1 off because I had to retreat. If I didn't have to retreat, or if I had an extra energy to not retreat, there's still Misty in here. So we're going to go for the Frostmoth. I need the Misty. We can stall a little bit. There's X speed. That's what I needed last turn. Let's go ahead and Brina, see what they do off of Brina. They can retreat almost anything. Actually, they can retreat everything. I think it's a Jeej. I'll still play it out just for the sake of it, but I don't think there's good. Oh, Pikachu deck, how I bow before you and your speed. Oh, Raichu, are you gonna Lieutenant Surge me to death? Good. There it is. The BM 140. Okay. Get it? I wasn't conceding out of good faith when people keep going. Okay, there's an L. This is a bad matchup. Particularly against this deck. It's not super fast. And it's weak to electric. So it's kind of the double con there. So let's see if we can get our fossil out in this third one. Again, that's the theme. That's what that is the purpose of this deck, is to allow you to get the fossil with that one splash of Starmie Staryu, which I usually don't even get out, frankly. But today, totally different. All right, Mr. Slowpoke, what you cooking up? Okay, heads, we're gonna go first this time. Welcome change. We got our Snom and Frostmoth package. Nothing else going on. Better to go second with the Snomroth package, to be honest. Okay, Mewtwo with Gengar. So this is a better matchup for me, but I don't have an amazing hand, which is okay. Okay. We need a fossil, our little fossil buddy. There's our fossil. Here we go. Drop that fossil, Pokeball. Could be a Staryu. Another Snom, okay. We'll toss our Snom on the bench. And we will enter. Usually don't see Ghastly running with Mewtwo. I think the Kirlia only package, or Rolts only, Gardevoir only package is strongest. Just to keep your basic cards low for a strong start. It's pretty bad if you just only get Rolt up there, but not too bad otherwise. Okay, 20. Again, I do generally like this package against Mewtwo. I think it's pretty decent. Going to Frostmoth. Maybe I should have let the top one go. They're at 70. So do I want to force a Mewtwo up? I think I do. I think I'm going to. I won't be able to get 2 energies on it, and I will be able to hopefully put it to sleep next turn, deal some damage. And then we'll like to start powering up our fossil. Okay. Or are you going to retreat it? Interesting. Gonna go for the Oh, 2x speeds. Whoa, buddy. That's an expensive retreat. You're just gonna hit me for 20 again, or do you have Haunter? Oh, there's a Haunter for 30. Okay, Will-O-Wisp. 2 Mewtwo's in the wings. I wonder if they have Gengar in their hand. They'll need 3 energies. They probably have Gengar if they're doing it like this. And they'll, because if they evolve, they remove sleep, which is kind of frustrating. I'm going to energy here. Powdered Snow. Hopefully they don't have Gengar, and hopefully they stay asleep. That would be my ideal scenario. Okay. But I'd be surprised. Oh, it's awake. If it's awake and Gengar, we're in a bad spot. Okay, I don't think it's Gengar. They would have put the energy on it. Red card. Honestly, great. I need a different hand. This is not looking good for me. Sabrina, Omastar. Are you? Okay. So they are going to be able to get some Mewtwo. Oh, here we go. Omastar in here. Go ahead and toss our Staryu down, just in case. Go ahead and knock the Haunter. They can have the knock on the Frostmoth. What I think I'm going to do, I know they have no X speeds. They only have 1 card in their hand. I'm going to promote their 1 Mewtwo with the 1 Psychic Energy. I'm going to let them have the knock. I will absolutely let them have the knock on the Frostmoth. I will promote my Ammonite. And what I'm going to do is force to switch off the Sabrina, because I know they don't have the resources to swap it back out. I'm going to hit it for 40. Okay, well, we're going to research here. We've got 2 cards in our hand. You can hit it for 40. We can't play Misty. I was like, we can play Misty, but we can't. I'm going to attach my second energy. Again, I'm going to force the swap. Oh, I can't force the swap. Just kidding. I messed up how exactly I wanted to play this turn, which is a classic. Classic when I'm sitting here talking. I'm going to go for the 40, and then I'll go for the 70. We'll see what they do. I might have thrown, because we'll be able to retreat the Mewtwo. But will they also be able to deal damage? Is the question. Okay, there's their research. They don't have a Rolts line at all. Maybe they're not running it. Would have assumed I would have seen it by now. Pokeball. Probably Haunter or Ghastly. A Gengar angle. Based on what we've seen so far. That's what I would assume. Okay, great. This is a perfect setup for me. Because they'll have to retreat it, but they won't be able to deal enough damage to kill. And I do like the fossils because, again, a lot of people aren't running them. And so when you see them, you're like, what does this do? And you go, oh, I can't actually do anything. I'm in danger. Okay, no cards. Got it. Yeah, I definitely want to just hit with Whirlpool and force them to kick it out. Because what they can do is they can bring up the Ghastly if they want to, and then, you know, bulk up the other Mewtwo so they can kind of flip-flop them as needed. But it's so expensive to get attacks in now. Oh, they just promoted the other Mewtwo straight up. Interesting. Very interesting. He gets 1 Prizer, which is nice. Very good. I feel like this has always been very strong against Mewtwo. It's a very strong against Mewtwo. I'm gonna get another one in because these have all been really quick. That's just showing, again, I don't think that was the optimal Mewtwo deck. They were missing Rolts Kirlia. But even if they can get 2 energy on it every turn, like, they need to swap. So they can only deal 50. So it mitigates the 1 shot, which I really like. And then you can get Mewtwo in 2 shots if you have some chip on it, which is pretty likely, especially with Snom in the mix. We're gonna get 1 more. I hope we can go and get something that it's really strong against. Again, like Mewtwo. Something like a Moltres Charizard would be perfect. I would love to see it against. Show you all it against that. So it's a strong counter to that deck as well. It's terrible against Pikachu. Terrible. A little bit of rock, paper, scissors actions, but I think it has more pros than cons overall. That's why I've enjoyed running it and thought it was worth cooking up for you all. It is a downside that it is the fossil, a little tricky. I wish it had 2 attacks on it, something with 2 energy, maybe an ability, a little bit more. But the attack is really strong, the amount of damage it's doing, and the effect that your opponent can't attack at all, very strong. I like it so much. Okay, bit of a concede angle on their end. They didn't show up for the timer. I'll still give them a thank you. Sorry that didn't work out. Try one more. Try one more. There we go. Okay, this will be our last match. Hopefully it's Charizard. I haven't seen one in a second though. Personally, I've been finding the Scentiscorch angle of fire a little bit stronger, especially being a 1-prizer, and Moltres is easy to pop in and out. Something to try. I did put a profile out on that the other day. Okay, Staryu is not the start I want to see. I would like to fossil. Articuno. Okay, this isn't bad. I think this matchup's kind of medium. Unless they flip like a million Misties, then it's terrible. Okay, red card, that's fine. Reset me. I didn't like my hand anyways. Starmie. Okay, now I love my hand. I hope they don't have Misty. You can play Misty with red card, right? I never run red card. I don't know. My god. Show me their grave. No, it's a item, not a trainer. Okay, interesting. So Articuno angle. Drop Stomp down here. Are you? Nothing else I can do. Pop for 20. Missing some pieces to our fossil, aka the fossil. Oh no. Don't get a Greninja this fast. I do get to start poking. Going Starmie second is better. So if I'm gonna lead Starmie, I do want to go second if I have the package in my hand. Just because you can start hitting 90s right off. And then if you need to pull out, just pull back. It's free. Ooh, a Brina. Very smart. Very well played on their end. They're like, I don't want to take 90. I don't want to take 90. I do not have an X speed. I cannot do it. Bump it here at the bottom. I think I just let it see what happens. I'm gonna bump this here in my turn. Let them deal 40 to it. It's fine. Not gonna worry about it. If they get Greninja, they can have the knock. They are gonna start popping for 80s, but they will have to retreat. I assume they're just gonna take the knock on it. They might hit Starmie. It might be interesting to hit Starmie, because they hit Starmie twice. If they hit Starmie this turn, they will be able to get the knock on it next turn. No, they're 10 short. They're 10 short. Yeah, they'll be 10 short. Unless they have a Giovanni. But here's my X speed. I'm gonna go ahead and energy this one. Yep. X speed. Retreat it. I'm gonna lose it anyways. Bump up the Starmie. Back for 90. They'll only be able to hit for 100. Again, unless they have Giovanni, which they very well could. Oh, they've got the Sabrina. Here, you can have this. They can get 2 knockouts this turn. You're gonna hit for Blizzard. No, surely you Greninja it. Surely you Greninja it. And then let me decide what to promote. You can have 2 prizes. I'm going to take 2 prizes and I'm going to be ahead. Because you don't have anything else loaded up. Always going to retreat. After putting an energy on? Oh, man. They really want that Starmie. I mean, fair enough. Next turn, they will be able to get the knock on Starmie. Interesting. Not like that, though. They needed the extra damage on Starmie this turn to get the knock on it. I'll take a prize. They're shy by 10 and they lost an energy. No fossil again, but you guys see the vibe. If I had the opportunity to play a fossil, this would have been a good spot for it because Articuno is fairly expensive to get online and to retreat. They are going to hit me for... Oh, are they going to try for the triple? No, you can't get a 3 knockout. You can take 2 prizes, but you can't win. Unless you have... No. Yeah. Unless you have Giovanni. Are they going to hit the Snom? No. You're 10 short, homie. You're 10 short. Misty. Not the Misty. They're going to try to retreat. 0. And there's 80 from the Articuno. And I'm going to take my win in my rightful place as Victor. Fossil-less on this third one. Again, it's fossil themed deck. That's why I can't draw them. There's 2 in there. There's the concede. That's pretty much how this deck plays out. I do really like it. I do think the Starmie package, just the 1/1 line is very important in this deck. Just for some of these matchups like this that are fast. It is kind of your only potential counter against the Pikachu deck. We still couldn't make it work, but it's the best option. If you guys like the fossils, I'd love to know maybe potentially some of the options you're running. And if you think the deck can get up to A tier with what's currently going on with what other people are playing. And I will catch you all in the next deck profile.